you begin to drink beer. You begin to burn your kidney, burn your edo and shaki, and you begin to get your stomach begin to swell up. That's a sign of good living. Honorable, I am Honorable Ajanle Koko. If not because of Tifnumbu, my life can never be like this. Tifnumbu made me. That is why we have to make sure he become president so that I can make more people like me. I have dead psychos. I have dead sick people. You can look at them. They mostly look sick. Tifnumbu made me. Tifnumbu brought me from the gutter. We have to make him president. If Tifnumbu made your papa, why don't you not pack your entire family? Pack all of them. Go meet them. Go say thank you. Should you use the destiny of your own unborn children simply because violence? They are calling Yorubas bastard because of Tifnumbu. I know my papa. I know my mama. Adeyinka grandiose. To what Lewon saying that one with the jail. It was probably be in jail till when did they send Adeyinka grandiose to jail again? Adeyinka grandiose sent to jail for 5 years. Okay, a tribal bigot, the worst of the worst. I remember then I said, you see, if you are for any reason, if you are sincere and honest about whatever you do, when it comes to your information dissemination concerning the establishment, you better don't have any K-leg or have any underhand dealing with them, because there is no way they won't clash. I told Yinka, and he became a madman. You remember, he was going mental. He became a madman. And you see some of these social media keypad warriors, they were pressing him, pressing him until he dropped the bombshell. What's the bombshell? The Yinka that came into the Yoruba's midst, right? Started planting the seed of hate, the seed of hatred, the seed of bile, and here and there. When he was done with the Igbos, and the Yoruba started saying, but Yinka, all these things don't make sense. Why you they talk like this? You're not supposed to cause all this kind of division. Nigeria is already this and that. They started as well with the Yoruba. You remember now? Most of those is echo chambers on social media. Some of them are now miserable. You don't even see them anymore. Sure you get. That's exactly what will happen to some of you. The Lagos Abobakus that are also, you know what the bombshell that Yinka Grandiot dropped? He was the one who started telling these Ashiris that Tifnumbu is the leader of Yoruba land. Yinka Shomo APC nieni. Yes, I'm a member of APC. Aye onida. Ti onida. So you are doing all of this and planting all this hatred, talking about, looking for people to blame. You say Fulani doing us this. But the leader of Yoruba land is the biggest contributor to the emergence of a Fulani and the Fulani killers as the rulers of Nigeria. But no, let's leave the Fulanis. Let's face the Igbos. They are the more danger. Oh, Nikuri. I remember then now, some of them were abusing me. They were attacking me, calling me different names. I said, last. So finally, I said, Yinka has nothing to do with Yoruba land. These are the people, because he turned around. You know what he did? He turned around and he said, we have Yorubas. Hey, what was that madman said then? No, Yoruba conservative, Yoruba Libra, Yoruba conservative. The Olori Bruku that we are all here in the UK. Was telling some of those mumus and his vuvuzelas across the social media who are actually like a Tifnumbu agents for long. They said that any Yoruba that doesn't like Tifnumbu is a Yoruba, Yoruba conservative. We are not full. That means we are not full-blooded Yorubas. That means it is either your mama don't go sleep with a Fulani or go sleep with an Igbo, as if to say that actually makes it a crime. You get that? All this hatred that you are seeing, in the heart of all these Ashiris on social media who are pushing a Yoruba bastard because of Tifnumbu. and who are saying that the Igbos should go back to where they come from. The people who actually amplified that on social media years back are Adeyinka grandiose. They are those who amplified that years back. So those of us who don't like Tifnumbu or APC, Egbekegbe, our mama must have slept with Igbo man. Or our mama must have slept with Fulani. Because why would you not like Ashiwaju? Ashe, the Martian Fani, Elewon, Adeyinka grandiose. I'm using his name and I'm repeating it and repeating it and repeating it because there are many people like you who are like Adeyinka grandiose. Bunch of ignorant illiterates. And you have your audience, so you have your fans, so in the name of Yoruba, I'm fighting for Yoruba, weary, fighting for Yoruba on social media, spreading vile, spreading hate. All because of your underhand connection with these criminals, Tifnumbu and gang. We know you. I know your history. I know a lot. I do. Because I've been like this. I've been doing this for a while. Ashewiri was actually paying back. Is not bold enough to say anything about Tifnumbu. Everything he said about Yoruba land, the backwardness, Nigeria is this, Nigeria is that. But when it gets to a stage about Tifnumbu is backer of Buhari now. And that's a different thing. Tifnumbu Boshewayen is our leader. Ayema Sure you get. We didn't know that when his mother was very sick, Yinka's mother, we didn't know that when his mother was very sick, it was Ajirebi, the Ajirebi of Oyo State then. You remember Ajirebi? The one that died during COVID-19. Ajirebi was the one who procured visa for Yinka's mother. Provide visa for Yinka himself to follow his mom to the UK for medical treatment. Ajirebi was the one paying for the medical treatment, the housing. That was when they said, okay, maybe Yinka should go and look for a school and do, so that it won't just be like wasting away. You get what I mean? That's his story. He holds them. But he's a shameless guy that didn't know when to stop. All for Tifnumbu. I'm saying all of this because I'm not saying them because I want you to like me. So if you are a Biafran, majority of you too, you are not different from Yinka. So don't pretend that I like this guy. Don't like me. Do you get that? The bigotry in some of you are even worse than that of Yinka. The likes of Yinka are just the people who encourages you to publicly show your own bigotry too. What do you do on this whole spacey? I know Yorubas are this. I know this is why Yorubas are betrayer. This is why Yorubas are melo. So don't patronize me. I'm not saying all of this because I want you to probably feel like I'm not. Just telling you that when people started playing, we know our place in Nigeria. We know those who have contributed to our backwardness in Nigeria. They are Yorubas. Whatever is happening to us as a people, they are what? They are allowed by Yorubas in Yoruba land. Once you admit to that, then you begin to name them. They have names. Don't pretend they Shikombi and started doing Yoruba Ronu. Yoruba Yoruba Ronu for Tifnumbu. Now today, sure you get. So they were playing tribal card, playing religious card, and they started playing divisive card within Yoruba land. Look at them now. Look at them. So Yorubas will now have to sit down and be reading comments between these Ashiris and the other Ashiris from Biafra. Bigots versus bigots. And you will see some of them pretending to be nice. You see, I used to think the Yorubas are very nice people. I didn't know. See, these guys don't represent us, and that is why it is an insult for anybody to try to push anything when it comes to Tifnumbu and APC, Egbekegbe, and push that Yorubas should come together. Oh, Nijeri. And nobody just said, oh, Nijeri tomo. Because it's all plots. And it is momentary. Okay? What I am waiting for, I'm praying for, is that this your charade making happen. If Nawala won't happen, make them start them. Let everything explode, and then maybe by then you can realize that There could be something that could make all of these criminals also share in your loss because you have always been the losers. Think you are smart? You're not. Any part you take, wherever it is, right? You've always been the loser. The system have always been the winner. So if anybody turn around and start playing tribal this, tribal that in the face of this whole thing, all for Tifnumbu, all for Obi. Some of you are also, like I said, some of you are like them. Yorubas are fighting themselves on social media because of Obi. Yorubas are saying, yes, if you say I'm a bastard, I'm supporting Obi. You are reading all of that. And some of you bigoted non-Yorubas will go there. I like this man. I like this Yoruba man. I love this Yoruba man. You don't know that is actually racist. You don't know. You don't know. Forgetting the fact that when you now see others who are saying, Obi is this, Obi is that, then you turn around forgetting that there are also Yorubas that are collecting punches every day, battling with this Agbadomite and the rest of them on social media. They are Yorubas. They are being called bastard. But your fellow obedient, what do you call it? Fellow obedient. But that moment that your own bigotry will charge in. It's because they don't like Igbo now. I know that Yorubas don't like Igbo. Look at the Yorubas hate Igbo because somebody is writing on behalf of Tifnumbu. Abi? Automatically Yorubas hate Igbos. I am just saying, because all of you know you'll be the same, like I said, when it comes to your bigotry, and that's exactly what your election always kind of expose all the time. You get what I mean? So if you know better, you should do better, is the point. So somebody called him a Nollywood actor. One thing is this, I'll show you something. They did another poll. They continue to do polls, and all these polls are like, they are looking like jokes to some of these guys who are like the normal traditional slaves to the traditional political parties, PDP and APC. Some of them are like looking shocking because from what they are sharing, well, except they do their riots, what have you, Peter Obi is going to beat Atifku, Tifnumbu, Kwakwanso, and others is going to beat them silly. No be me talk more. I have to share it. Lagos State, where they are already telling the OPC to go and buy guns. Get ready. If anything surprise anybody for Lagos, wala go day. Let me tell you the history of why a lot of the obedient believe that they are going to beat Tifnumbu in Lagos. Hands down. I'll tell you. Historically, the only time that in Lagos, people voted since 1999 till now, the only time that people ever voted and their vote crossed 1.2, 1.3 million for one party, was in 2011. Every election will happen for Lagos, including governorship, okay? They could be, all of them will barely score 1 million votes, including the Tifnumbu's party, go. Whether na ACO, ACNO, ADO, and all of the violence that came with all of that, right? It was always struggling. Now they have about 7 million registered voters. For the first time, the number is not adding up. And then it might lead to violence. I'm not encouraging it, I'm just telling you what I heard. So laugh if you think. Now they said that Obi is coming to beat them silly. Ha 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 ha. That's funny. Abi? Well, this is another one, what they broke down. Again, they said Obi is going to beat them silly again. Let me talk more. But when Kaduna Littlefinger, when he had a chance, he said Obi is just an Hollywood actor. He's going, let's talk about other things, Jare. You remember that video? This is how he responded.
Nigeria has responded that it's putting down their profession.
They don't need to protest.
Rufai says you can't score more than 1% in Sokoto, 2% in Katsina, maybe 5% in.
You like gossip.
That's all there is, and you should focus on Nollywood.
Well, I thank Rufai for what he said. At least he gave me some percentage. So I'm going to work hard to improve those percentage. And he recognized the fact that I'm an actor. And I think part of what is holding this country from development is recognizing those engines that will develop us. One of the most critical places I want to focus is improving our entertainment industry, which includes
Nollywood.
The Nollywood. And now that I'm a acclaimed actor, I'm asking all those who are involved in the entertainment industry, being one of them, to support me so that I can improve their position. What else can you do when people in your industry, when those who are here recognize me as one of them, I urge them to support me so that we can be able to ensure that do their business better.
Okay, but before we go, Mr. P.
Oh dear. I mean, I left that part for the last because I'm going to be, I think I should take calls, right? Oh, I should not. I know. I'm going to decide soon. But it's just something to crack you up before you go to bed, okay? So they asked him about being stingy as well. And this is what he had to say.
Saving. If you don't save, you can't form capital. And if you don't have capital, you can't develop. Ruben, I was #1 in MDG, which is the only measure of development. The difference between developed and undeveloped place is education and health. I was #1 in education. I was one of the best in health. I was #1 in in issue of pulling people out of poverty. You can go and ask Magnus.
One word of
Paco,
okay.
Who is in charge then and everything. Ask all the donor agencies who is governor who comes first to contribute to his counterpart funding is me. And on top of that, Ruben, when everybody is owing salary, owing pension, owing gratuity, owing contractors, which have collapsed most of the contractors, I left office not owing one contractor or supplier, not owing pension or gratuity, not doing anything, and ended up saving over 75 billion naira, which nobody have ever done.
Wow.
I did not in any way allocate myself any contract.
I told you the guy always brag differently. So, Tima Jerk, Obina actor Jotinibu is a great comedian and generous too. He bought me agege bread and akara back in 1990. Amazing. Tima Jerk, when are you going to go and say thank you to Tifnumbu? Because that's what people are saying. If Tifnumbu don't help your family, if Tifnumbu don't help you before, the right thing you should do is, if you want to do that too, take people with you and go and visit him and say, Kolu. I am here to say thank you so much for all you did for me, changed my life and everything. And I come to say thank you, sir. So you can then hand him your gift, anything. In fact, you can package a sort of a 6 months old people's home kind of as a gift. People do that. You can say, okay, I'll pay for your old people's home treatment until you die, to show my appreciation. And I think you should appreciate that. If you say, for example, I say, sir, I am paying for your old people's home subscription for the next 10 years. May your life be long, sir. But we shouldn't, for any reason, at this point, encourage the further destruction of our people due to their own greed and selfishness. They want one Nigeria. Here you are, from a sick man to another sick man, and whatever you want to think of it. I mean, come on, it's actually so scary. So they said, don't mortgage the future of our children because of whatever is motivating you to follow Kolu. I'm going to play you Kolu's video, okay? One that is going to be a sort of a mix, all right? And then after it, I will then come back and take few calls. I've missed some of you. I've actually missed talking to people who call in. And tonight, I am going to, take some, okay? So, like I said, if Kolu has done anything for your family, if he gave you or gave your mama or your papa any job, hang on. Mayegun is an elder now. Even he is done bad, Iwemimo says we should forgive and forget. You don't know what he'll do for Yoruba when he gets in. Oh, I'm sure you the wine mini. Tima Jack. You the wine mini, abi you they try to press down my you they press that button, no press more. Sure you get. Because no be say I get power or anything to stop a Kolu, but it will be one of my own happiest day on earth if he's disgraced from this one Nigeria thing, so that I can watch the Lagos Abobakus home and abroad. I can watch all of them melt down. You get that? And come back, turned around, like they're about to do this week. Protest and all of that stuff. Sure, you get. Come back and then agree with us. The same thing they watched Buhari kill our people for. Sure, you get. So that they can come back and say, confess, because majority of them know the truth. But they just believe that if Kolu gets there, it's going to possibly change their life. Come on. Don't try that thing, Baba. Let's sure you get no push up. I'm trying to be a gentleman. I mean, person they pay, you don't see where person pay for insult before. You like say you can't pay for insult with this super chat. So by pressing that button you are pressing, I can like just go on and on and on. People say, my ego Tito, my ego is okay. You know that one, They try that, that we mimo kilo coin ati we mimo. I tell you, say I be we mimo, I be what do you call it? Subscriber ni. And I've told you, see, Baba, except if you are just joking and sarcasm, okay? Let me tell you something. When we are talking about politics, it's real, okay? In politics, 1 + 1 is 2. When they won't dupe you, they will tell you, say 1 + 1 is 11. Now dupe, now fake. In politics, 1 + 1 is 2. You know, concern Mimimo, you know, concern Wemimo, you know, concern Allah, you know, concern Jesus. Everybody day their day. Anybody know they bring them inside that conversation, no? Because we know when conversation begin to go to that, let us forgive and forget. High right. Forgive and forget, So I wish we have power. If we have something that could possibly stop him, so that maybe, just maybe, we can save our own people. Sure, you get me now? We will do that. But in the absence of that, we just let nature take its own course, okay? I don't get power to stop Tifnumbu. I know I don't have any power. You see all these vuvuzelas and so now Nigeria go show them. Now Nigeria will put everybody where everybody belong. You get them? So it's a mind game. When you are talking about politics, when you're talking about the failures of these criminals, no, they bring God inside. I beg. It's like when somebody want to play on your mind. You don't know, Nigerians. If you really want to stop them from thinking straight anymore, when things get to a certain, just say, see, let's leave everything to God. Only God knows best. I can promise you this. 60% of everybody in that room will agree that let's leave everything to God to knock you off completely. Say, Pastor Bola, please pray for us. Then Pastor Bola will start bringing prayer points that actually relate to the things you are supposed to be thinking and talking about and working out They'll come to put them for the hand of Holy Spirit. Holy Spirit will want you to take over every darkness in this whole thing. Father Lord, we want you to touch them and turn them to light. Professor Pelani, touch to light. Heavenly Father, everything that is not so clear, we want you to clear them. Osheo, angel agent wiper, clear them. Call. Leave God out of it. Let's be honest. Put God aside. And we cannot leave God out of it. You are still talking as a typical Nigerian. No, they want me. Because these people who are the victims of one Nigeria, they don't know God. I'll be God, no know them. German whine me. I'll show you Kolu, then I'll take calls. I've been seeing some calls. I need to make tea, right? Let's go back to what we did over the weekend. It's just something to let you know that it's beyond just talking. We can touch lives. You can, I beg go, Jemaki, I be Tima Jack, Baba. They use your money by insult. They try my best, they hold back. But if you are trying to whine me, I ain't be saying now only you be person will be say they pay expensively for insults. They press some more, Baba.
Tí nǹkan ṣẹlẹ̀ ìgbà náà sun èèyàn mọ́ ẹ̀yàn bẹ́ẹ̀ àgàndẹ̀ ni tí wọ́n sun olówó àmì tí wọ́n sọ ẹ̀rọ rẹ̀ sẹ́yìn pé jẹ́ kí báyìí lára rẹ̀ lórí sùn lára lórí wọ́n gbé tó ń gba ẹni tó ní ilé àti àwọn fáàmì ìyàwó ẹ̀ nígbà yóò jẹ́ kí wọ́n kó ní ìlú ìpàwọ́ta pé sí ìlú iná nígbà táàmì yẹn kò sẹ́ni bẹ̀rẹ̀ ìlú everybody lọ sí ìdọ́kítọ̀ bẹ̀rẹ̀ everybody sí ìlú oríṣiríṣi ẹnìjẹ náà ń wá àwọn ìjọba náà ń wá but I can't go some tí wọ́n ṣẹlẹ̀ rẹ̀ dédé àwọn most of these people á padà sí abúlé nígbà tó bá wọ ìlọsíwájú bẹ̀rẹ̀ ilé kan tó pé àmọ́ lálọ́run ní ọbí ṣe kí wọ́n gbé ní gbé táwọn ìbọn sí ilé wọn ti sún ilé pọ̀tì wọn ti sún ojúlùdí ti di tíàmù yìí ilé ti pé ó ti pẹ́ ní ẹbí nímọ̀gbà ilé tá a sùn pé ibi ṣe lójú ẹ̀ àkàgbàdo ọjà chop pẹ̀lú sọ àwọn nǹkan ènìyàn.
ìgbà tó bá di lóru ló bá tó ń ka aago 8 tí wọ́n sọ fún wa pé àwọn fúlàní ti já àwọn àdúgbò àwọn ọjà àárẹ̀ làwọn àtẹ̀fù pé àwọn ọmọ ń bẹ lẹ́dọ̀ wa àwọn fúlàní pé ká máa lọ ká káwọn ọmọ ká máa lọ a ò tí ì di àfọ̀nbẹ̀rẹ̀ nìbọn wá ṣẹlẹ̀ wọ́n ń yìnbọn kódà àwọn ọmọ kéékèèké tí a ní a ò lè mú nǹkan fún aṣọ nìkan ìṣó làwa òbí náà láró sí lára láfikún àwọn ọmọ wa ìgbà tá a wá dé wọ́n pè wá pé wọ́n ti fi gbogbo ìlà ọba nǹkan àti jíjà àti mímu afọ àwọn ènìyàn wọn tó gbé wọn papọ̀ sí àṣẹ tó bá kò sí nǹkan pẹ̀lú.
irú ìtààmù yẹn wọ́n ní pé wọ́n set committee pé àwọn compensate gbogbo àwọn tí nǹkan ṣe sí lẹ́yìn palliative tí gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì gbé wa láti gbà yẹn àìrí anything tàbí àwọn ìdìbò kan wá wọ́n fún àwọn tí nǹkan ṣẹlẹ̀ sí àwọn tí ò ní bàbá tí ò ní ìgbìmọ̀ fún wọn láṣọ wọ́n fún láwọn kankan díẹ̀díẹ̀ àwọn kan náà wá tí wọ́n fún wọn ní bí rédíò àwọn kankan bẹ́ẹ̀ pẹ́pẹ́pẹ́ àwọn ìjìbò tó ṣe àwọn nǹkan yẹn but gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì fún rẹ̀ lẹ́yìn palliative tí wọ́n gbé wá fún àwọn èèyàn yẹn bí ẹ̀ẹ̀mejì wọ́n ti gbé láti gbà yẹn.
wọ́n gbé oúnjẹ yẹn wá pọ̀ wọ́n wá ha fún wa ṣé o ti yé bẹ́ẹ̀.
wọ́n gbé báàgì méjì wá.
olómọ́tò ní ẹ lóògùn ẹ̀ sí o ní wàá pé fún wa wọ́n ń fún ẹnìkankan ní méjì kéékèèké ní báàgì yẹn o.
ẹgbẹ́ ìlú náà wá.
méjì.
àtìgbà yẹn wọ́n wá.
àtúrò nǹkan.
àwọn Fúlàní ni wọn ò kó ẹran wá rárá wọ́n kàn wà ẹ̀rá ń torí nǹkan yẹn ìrẹsì wá fún èfúrèfú láǹpẹ̀ ní ìgbèrò bí wọ́n àtàkì gbèrò bí èmi ó máa di ọjọ́ kejì ẹ̀rọ kọ̀mọ̀dà wá wọ́n ṣe ń rí lọ ọdún ẹ̀ńpẹ̀ kò ní ìgbà wọ́n ṣe ń gbé ìgbà àkàwé pé wọ́n náà fún àwọn máa tún bẹ̀ sí ìdúgba àyàfáì pé nígbà bí 7 o'clock lọ ajẹ́ pé wọ́n ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ sílé wọ́n ti ń pààyàn oríṣiríṣi wọ́n ò kó ẹni wá lè ṣẹ́ ní tiwa wọ́n kàn wá attack.
ọjọ́ kẹẹ̀ẹ́dógún là padà wọ́n pààyàn sínú ilé yẹn tí wọ́n sun mọ́lé ìbéèrè òun ló wà níbi ẹ̀fẹ̀ náà.
àṣẹ́nìtì láì pé ní ọdún kẹta tí wọ́n máa gbé àgbàdo àwọn èèyàn tí wọ́n máa gba gbogbo àwọn èèyàn jẹ́ nìkan ẹni wọ́n máa yéèpù àwọn èèyàn wọ́n máa pààyàn táwọn ilé ìyẹn bíbi pé àwọn ìfẹ́ wọn mọ̀ pé okùn àwọn olùgbà yìí àwọn ń sin ẹrẹ ní àjọ nípa àwọn kò lè dọ́gba nígbà tí pé àbàrí tí àwọn ń gbìn wọ́n á já àbá wọn fún àwọn ẹran wọn pé àwọn ilé lẹ́yìn ìgbà wọn afẹ́ yíyà lọ́sẹ̀ wa wá ṣe nǹkan tí wọ́n wá ṣe àdọ̀gbẹ́ sí ìjàgbẹ́ sẹ́nìtì nígbà blue time àti ìgbà ṣẹlẹ̀ gbèsàgbẹ̀ tí ní ìlú ìmọ̀ ẹgbẹ̀dì wọ́n sálà fún ẹ̀mí wọn so akọ tí wà ń bẹ nàìjíríà adéǹkà sí wà ń bẹ nàìjíríà àmú ìlú àti padà sí nàìjíríà ilé ẹjọ́ nílé ìsìn sí àgbẹ̀gbẹ̀rẹ̀ ní gbéńgbé tó ní ibi tí àwọ̀ yìí torí ẹni tí wọ́n pa yìí rájọ̀ ní ilé ẹ̀ nígbà ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ yẹn sílẹ̀ wọ́n sára sí ibà ìbí ìtẹ́ni tí kò lè sáré dáadáa ni ó jẹ́ wọ́n ṣàkàmọ́ ibà ìbí ní tí wọ́n ti pa ẹ̀rọ gàdá ni tí wọ́n so díẹ̀ kan lọ́gbọ́n náà rí ìbọ̀lẹ̀ gan ní ẹ̀sẹ̀ wípé gbígbé extent tó pé díẹ̀ kéré báyìí wọ́n rí tìbọ̀lẹ̀ bẹ́rẹ̀ gàdá ní ọ̀gbọ̀n lélẹ̀.
àṣà ni mo wà kọ̀dá táwọn ìjọba wa ṣe fún wa nílé wa north kò sómi ní ẹ̀kọ́ sí anything wọ́n kàn wá ń parọ́ fún wa wọ́n ń lọ wọ́n ń parọ́ fún wa wọ́n ń lọ.
You fought hard, you worked hard. Yes, Nigeria is surviving as a nation. And we believe, because of constitutional democracy, we would have asked you to stay on, but you said no. This is constitutional democracy. I'm going back to Daura, my farm, my cows. I miss them. Not that I don't miss you people.
Tokes, are you there? Right. Give me 1 second though. Let me get you on. For some reason, I've got. Where is that again? Okay. Hang on for me, Talks. Yeah, thank you very much. Sorry, I've got a caller that's not directly connected for some reason. Okay, so I am going to put you on note for just 2 minutes to get this done. Then I can start taking calls. Let's try it now. Talks, are you still there?
I'm still here.
Right. I think everybody can hear you now. Sorry, yeah. Your call came in while I was about to play that clip. So here you are. But before you actually speak, by the way, I have 1 or 2 things to say about our trip to the last place we went to, okay? So that video you saw earlier, that was us. This thing we have been talking about on this platform for the past few weeks. So our people are already in the field. They have started making the contact and they have started reaching out to the people. So those, the victims that we met in Yewa North, that we first traced to Benin Republic in Pobe, that we even have to pay to cross the border, register our vehicles, pay to get back, to get out again, and then face Yewa North in the forest, I was told. Oh man. So we ended up having to reach out to over 120 people with a packaged food. Okay. As well as their children, which we also shared these exercise books too, right? Over 100 children as well. So this is what we did a few days ago. I think, in fact, just 24 hours ago. Okay, so we are much grateful to our team who are still going places, I must say. Talks, Baba, how are you?
Yeah, I'm fine, my brother. What's up?
Well,
it's been a while.
Thank you. And it's good to hear from you again. Welcome back from Niger. So how was it?
Well, I didn't go to Nigeria. It was my birthday in January.
Right.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, they told me not to come.
Because I've not heard from you in a while, so good.
Yeah, I've been in the background watching everything going on, and it's been great. First of all, I want to wish you happy birthday as well. Yeah, January as well, aren't you?
Of course. The 30th of January, yes. Those days.
Yeah. My birthday was 16 days before yours, so
bless you. Happy birthday to you too. All belated, but yeah.
Thank you very much. Yeah. First and foremost, I just want to say a big, massive thank you to Princess and her team. In fact, I don't know how she does it. I don't know where she gets the strength from, but Olodumare, she's done a great job. And she's a pure woman of substance. A real big thank you. Also, I called him because over the this weekend, I think it was Friday, I was talking to a friend, a good friend of mine, and I was saying, oh, Tinubu, this, Tinubu, that. But okay, Tinubu, ba Wolinko, in Balashman, Waki, Urbanisha Majide, because Tinubu don't sponsor Urbanisha. And this is what my ego said from day one, that once Tinubu fails, they will not say, yes, I favor Urbanisha.
No, everything we have been saying will not make sense. They will condemn Buhari more than you. Do you think you actually don't like Buhari, Abi? Wait. Let this one flop. You will see these guys.
It has been making sense for a long time. And I was one of the first people that said on your program that, number one, we're fighting a religious war in Nigeria.
Yes.
People didn't believe. I said, okay, I know why are you talking? I said, no, it's a religious war. And we've seen it now. Now, it's now become a religious war at the Muye segment. APC has taken it Muslim. What's happening next now? They want to start bringing tribal bigotry into it now. So they're now okay. If Tinubu doesn't get, we'll now go for the second option, which is Yoruba Nation. Yoruba Nation has always been the first option. Tinubu has been the obstacle there. Now, look at what you have done. Look at what you have done. Mayego on his own. Look at what we've reached. The stories that we never heard of before. Princess went to the Republic and brought those stories that, okay, these people are still there. They are suffering there. Look at the people who came out there. Tinubu with all the billions they have stolen from Lagos. Yeah? Couldn't even reach out to Tinubu. You know the one mistake that Tinubu made? That he would have gotten Yoruba behind him. When NSAS happened, if Tinubu had revolted against that publicly, I'm telling you,
can't do this. He was paying allegiance, obedience, and he wanted to be loyal completely. And he ordered the case of young people.
Not very long. You know what Mayego means, Abi? Now, when you talk of Ashiwaju, the front man, Ashiwaju Bubele Yoruba. Tinubu, that word is a mass. Ashiwaju Bubu Yoruba. And you couldn't stand in Lagos State there. They murdered those students and those children, over 100 of them. And you came out and were asking the question, it's not me that ordered the killing. Are you serious? For real?
No, he said, what were they doing there? What were they doing there?
No,
they have questions to answer. They told everybody, but they are still there. That's what he said. The following day, after killing those children. Yeah.
You know that if Tinubu had stood up and said, look, this is wrong.
It's wrong.
It's illegal. It can't be happening. He would be in obese position today. And I'm telling you, he will have the whole Yoruba and Igbo nation behind him. Say, you know, this man is a truth here. But Tinubu failed and he flopped. Now they're trying to buy it now. Look at it now.
They killed the daughter of the leader of Yoruba, Fenifere Baba. You are going far. He was asking where are the cows? What are you saying?
Yeah.
Remember that now.
Look at it now. You know the funny thing about this, the funny thing is that APC is now fighting APC. Okay, now, Mayego, you are APC, I'm APC. Mayego has done well. I can now go on the plan. You know, based on what Mayego has done, I want to do better. Now you're fighting APC, they're fighting APC. You're not saying that they're fighting somebody trying to sabotage.
Then you're telling me that I'm F level, F9 parallel, and you want to take over from the same party.
From F9
parallel.
So are you going to move to F9 parallel? Look, let me tell you something. You see, this trajectory, this trilogy they brought in, one from the north, Atiku, Tinubu, Yoruba, Obi, Igbo. That is the best formula to destroy that country. And it's happening now. Look at what they're doing to the people. I saw some videos of people breaking into banks. Can you imagine? Just to get their own currency to feed.
Like this week. Just wait for this week.
My brother, in fact, fear they catch me.
I mean, you have every right to be worried. Thank you so much. That's Tokumbo, Ola Tokumbo. And I prefer calling him Talks. Now, I also have here another veteran. Ken, is that you?
That is me, Mayego. How are you?
I know, see me sounding like a smart man. And the only trick is because you haven't changed your profile picture. So it's easier. They say, oh, who was that? I say, yeah, I know the color. How are you, Ken?
I'm fine. You know you're a great man. You know, you know that?
I just gave you the trick. The trick is that you haven't changed your profile picture, right? If somebody uses that same profile picture and they are not you, I could get tricked and get outed. I just had to say it now, so that in case next time I see a picture, I say, oh, is that Ken? And I proudly say, oh, hi, Ken. And somebody says, no, this is Jamil from Spain. That would be so embarrassing. So please don't change that profile picture. Don't. And don't share it.
No problem.
Uh-huh.
Well, no.
Brilliant. So how are you, Ken? It's been a while.
I'm fine. I'm great. I know. How are you too? How is the family?
I've been surviving. Let me tell you one thing, right? Let me tell you something. People started noticing that I think, I don't know if some of you have, right? People started sending me messages. They are feeling concerned for me. Mayego, your eyeballs on the side is always is getting red. What happened? You need some rest. Somebody said you need vitamin D. You need vitamin and all. I said, go work. The last 18 months, my life have been turned upside down. When you are sleeping is when I'm awake because I've got an 8-month-old daughter and another 7-year-old son. And here I am. They see me as the father and the father of the house that has to be make up and cover up for things that the madam cannot handle. Sure you get.
That's a lot of work.
Sure you get. I don't go to bed most of the time until 4 a.m. And I'm still going to have to be up by 7 a.m. or 8 to take my son to school. Then do a few other runnings, appointments here and there. Then still some few hours sleep in the afternoon. And then I am back to it again. That's my life in the last 8 months. Sure you get.
Wow.
So if my eyes they do like say I did dull, it can't be like say I just woke up. Don't worry, I've I have acclimatized, and that's why I'm advising people that if once you turn 30, and you never born, Baba, I feel sorry for you. It's no easy, oh. So Ken, thank you so much. I'm fine. That's the bottom of the whole story. I'm fine. Except for every other thing that people might be imagining. Kiloshe, why is his eyes always red? This guy need vitamin. He no go work. So go on, Ken.
Thank you, Mayego. So let me share this intelligence report that I'm picking up from some of my colleagues. So currently, what is going on in APC versus APC is real. I want your audience to know this. It is real.
It is.
Now, how is it real? Is that it is between Tinubu's chronics, his groups, and right there in the seat of power in Abuja. Now, the intelligence report is that Tinubu knew fully well from the beginning that very fateful episode he did in Ogun State when he said a Miloko and he was abusing Dapo, that he was, if it was not him. So that prior to before that meeting, and this is privileged information, prior to before that meeting, he knew that Buhari had already picked who he wants. And then they gave Tinubu a concession that he was going to get this and that. And that this and that he was going to get was huge. Just to let the other aspect of the presidency go. But because you and I know fully well who Tinubu is, if it's not what he wants, he is going to throw everybody under the bus.
And I think that's what he's about to do.
Exactly. So that is what is going on like now. The Agboros are about to kick off from tomorrow now, in protest of some of those in-house fighting going on in APC versus APC now. So please be on the lookout. You are going to see some few couple of here and there throwing out there in the street. And then,
and I mean, they are already creating some fake CLOs. Okay, civil liberty organization have been a civil organization, all those things, NGOs, they are already creating so many of them right now as you are watching this fake. Now, like you said, they have started, they have moved logistics across Nigeria right now. You know, they said they have suspended their campaign. Some of the governors have suspended their campaigns because of this. Do you know that too, Abi?
Yes.
Now, the money for campaign.
That was why I was telling you that those things are already in the pipeline. They're about to kick off from tomorrow.
God bless you.
You're going to be on the...
Because you know what I believe is that the money they are using to do campaign, okay, they want to use that now to sponsor protests. Since they can pay people to gather in a stadium, Abi, why not pay them to be on the streets? And organize some artists to play for them, perform for them. And make it look like the country is about to go aflame. Now, in their mind, they are believing that they want to outplay Buhari now. In their mind, they are like, we'll force his hand because they are suspecting him that Buhari wanted to throw Nigeria into anarchy so as to declare a state of emergency and there will be no election. So they want to beat him to it. Right? But last, like you said.
And don't forget, that was the same thing. That was the same thing he did. Yeah, that was the same thing he did during the primaries. You remember?
I know. He forced their hand, make all those threats, and now I believe. But it can't be like say this one in Nigeria is bigger than APC, so it's a big, large scale thing, and it's just unraveling.
Exactly.
I believe.
Now coming back, that one is already on the pipeline. That one's going to kicking in from tomorrow. So that's why, if you recall, Marigo, during the last time I spoke to you. You recall I said this is going to be a series. It's going to be a series whereby we're going to see how the whole thing is going to implode all the way down to the election and after election. That is one part. The other part is that Naira redesign and the fuel scarcity. That which you are seeing, Marigo, that is just a cakewalk. What you are seeing is a cakewalk.
Yeah.
From tomorrow, the other aspect of the oil industry are going to kick in. The banking aspect is going to kick in. Now, the private group and both his private group and all those agboros, all of them now are already fuming now because why? The money is not flowing. Why?
It's not.
Because they cannot use what that old note is. And today is the 5th.
It's 5th. They have just 5 days to go.
5 days to go.
You know their problem, right? You know one of their problem is that they are asking Buhari to let the old note and the new note exist together. So you can spend the old one, you can spend the new one. So that will give them a leverage. I mean, once they say, yeah, you can spend the old one and new one, okay? Because people know they collect the old one anymore now. It's a war. If you have the old notes now, they don't want to see it, they don't want to touch them. So if they have to give people money during elections, they have stockpiled this old money. Sure you get. So they are forcing Islam to say, let the two of them exist. Baba, I don't understand though.
The situation, my ego, let me just narrow it down. Then I'll finish up. The situation here is that if you recall during the military era, when the June 12th election happened, and then they came back and said because of cheating, mass voting, this and that, they annoyed the election, they brought the interim government. That is part of the option. Currently, the option that Buhari and the CPC people are already
working on. Exactly now, because Baba, we have said it many times. You remember that we have always been like this since last year, saying all these things, all these things will happen, and the way they are going to happen, right? It's just going to be like a majority will be like, I don't believe this is happening. Now it's all making sense when APs are now using the word. El Rufai said they want to start government. I mean, interim national government, ING. Tinubu said they want to stop election by instigating this violence of scarcity, so that when the violence starts, right, there will be no election. So he started singing, Ahmad Dibo, we will vote and I'm going to win. We will vote and I'm going to win. They can hide the fuel, they can hide the money, they can recolor the money, do all of that. But all these are now more or less like they are now coming to that same thing we have been saying all this while, that this Buhari and gang, last, maybe it's actually what it's meant to be. Like people said, if Buhari has done nothing, if he's not done anything right all this while, right? The fact that it's made everybody in Nigeria to know their place, and in fact, further solidify the reasons why some said we don't want to be part of Nigeria anymore, then that's a good job he's done. He might have failed in everything else, but he made all of us know our place. You are a Yoruba man, and your place be this. You are Igbo man, and your place be this. Not the form one Nigeria here. That's what Buhari taught us.
Just all I want you to do is please have your diary by your side.
It's always on.
And be writing out the series. It's still continuing. I don't know what series, whether we're in series 2 or series 3 now.
It doesn't even matter. As long as we are not missing any episode, sure you get. It doesn't matter the series. We will be available for it. And the diary will keep every bit of it.
Please.
Thank you, Ken.
Please, my one more thing, please.
Yeah, right.
Princess, please, tell Princess, great job. But please, I'm very, like I said, like I've always said, I'm very concerned of their safety. It's key, very, very key here.
Very, very
please,
key.
Wherever they are going, wherever they are moving to, please, I will advise, please, from intelligent point of view, you understand? Keep those information on the wrap until it's executed, and then you can come out and say you have done this. That's fine. But I would like to say, please, keep them on the wrap a little bit, because you don't know. You see what is going on in Nigeria.
I know. Like they say, life is a teacher. Yeah, I'll tell you something.